so. Tell me what it is, what you want from me, what you want from me. Tell me what it is, don't tell me what it ain't. They try to throw salt, it just made the pressure raise. Going through a phase, gotta get myself out it. Don't talk about it, boy, they said you gotta be about it. So I be trying to face the world head on. Front seat riding, cruising down the meadows. Pedal to the meadow, cool breeze blowing down the windows. Calm trees, blowing trees, get that boy some headroom. On the interstate in traffic, but I swerve out. What's the moves for the night? What's the word now? What's the links? Hit me up, we could go now. I got hella pieces, she got hella features. Get me hella geeked up, she be blowing shisha. Reefer on me loud, hope them boys don't creep up. I don't know a thing if you do not speak up. In my own world, I don't try to keep up.
Tell me what you want, don't be tryna front like I ain't what you want. I ain't here to stun, let me take you out for lunch. I'ma get you drunk, yeah, feeling on your buns. Licks in the blunt, I got ash in my cup. All these girls showing up, but I don't give a fuck. Cause you the one I want, girl, you the one I want. Girl, you the one I want. Hey, come and show me love. Shorty wanna be a rider, and I'm feeling high, I can't deny it. She a bad joint named Maya, and when I seen her, man, she look fire. She got me feeling higher than a sour, so I'm tryna feel how I feel inside her. I asked her what she doing, she like nada. Said she just chillin', about to get up in the shower. I said, alright, cool, I'ma be there in an hour. I just wanna live like a Kuna and Matata. I ain't got no time for no baby mama drama. All about my comments, my letters, no tomatoes. Always bragging what they got up in they wallet. Ain't no really telling if we lit to see tomorrow. Get it on my own, I ain't really tryna bar. So I stay fly, gotta dress up in designer.
Tell me what it is, what you want from me, what you want from me. Tell me what it is, don't tell me what it ain't. They try to throw salt, it just made the pressure raise. Going through a phase, gotta get myself out it. Don't talk about it, boy, they said you gotta be about it. So I be trying to face the world head on. Front seat riding, cruising down the meadows. Pedal to the meadow, cool breeze blowing down the windows. Calm trees, blowing trees, get that boy some headroom.
All right. Good morning, good people. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know the voice. Y'all know the sound, coming live and direct this morning from the gallery. That's what we call it. The gallery this morning. Good to see everybody, man. Hope everybody is doing well. Shout out to everybody that is joining us. Welcome again. I am your host, James Williams, DJ Exclusive, and welcome to another Beard Bonnet Chronicles. Love to see y'all here on the BBC. Always a good time. Hope everyone is doing well. Let's see who we got with us in the chat this morning. Roller Dragon, what's going on? Brian West, good morning to you. Looney Tunes. Al Booger, what's going on? Yogi Pretzel, Emily Swamp. Hey there, good morning. Tyler Hackner, how you doing? Mama, good morning. Gwen Williams, good morning, mother. Love you, me. And Neon Death, good morning to you. No Turn Unstone, good morning. And One Struth, what's going on, Struth? Always good to see you. And last is Zachariah Brunner, good morning. Variant, Yogi Pretzel again. Tiger, what's going on? Good morning to y'all. How's everyone doing this early Saturday morning? Yes, that's right. Beer Bunner Chronicles is here on a Saturday morning. I would have been on Thursday, but somebody I love so dearly overslept. We love you, David. So I was like, hey, why not get up and do it before Like It or Not on Saturday? Figured that'll work well, and I think it will. Man, how's everybody doing? I hope everyone is doing well, man. Drop your ratings in the chat this morning. Let's do a mental health check-in. I say I'm about a 7. The coffee is just now getting to me, so we getting there. But as soon as Like It or Not is over with, I have to run out of the house and go DJ a pool party. Thankfully, the pool party is only a couple of hours long. So after that, then I'm back in the house and I'm right my ass back in the bed to sleep. So right now, I'm going to say a 7. After coffee, maybe get up to an 8. Once I get in this damn heat in the sun, probably going to drop down to a 5 because I'm going to be miserable because it's going to be so goddamn hot outside. But it is what it is. It's okay. So let's see. Roller said he's a 6. Okay. Yogi Pretzel a 5. 333-940901. Oh, I hope it gets better. You know, if you need to talk to us, we're here. Hope it gets better for you. Emily Swamp is a 3. Oh, Emily, I hope it gets better for you as well. Al Booger says an 8 to 9. All right, Al Booger, I'll hear you. Feel you on that one. So let's see, Mama. What's your number this morning, Mama? I know that Mama's at work this morning, so let's see what her number is. Variant said he's at a 7. Okay, I feel you, Matthew James Bubba. Mom is at a 6. Don't want to be at work. That sounds about right. But Mama, you just had 2 days off, so you'll live, Gwen. You'll live. All right, man. So let's get into it a little bit. Excuse me. Let's start here. I'm not even going to do that for you. I'm going to close with that one. So yeah. So as you know, Alabama, the day that goes down in infamy, August 5th, 2023, has spawned several things. And so I think the only thing that we haven't heard from is the chair. There was an interview with the chair, but now the chair is starting to speak out. Let's hear what the chair had to say about the Alabama brawl.
Well. What a week. I know you've seen me all on the news, your social media. But no one's asked me my side of things, how I feel about all this. I was just sitting there on the dock. The person resting on me was just under the weight limit. I heard a commotion, didn't think nothing of it. The next thing I know, I'm up in the air. Whop, 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 right down on some heads. I knew then, a chair's not just a chair. Especially when you're flying through the air. I can still taste the mousse, the sunscreen, the malt liquor. Not just gonna sit on me anymore. Right? If he can do it for me, he can do it for you. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Juneteenth. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Bean pie, my brother.
The chair is just not a chair. Yes, brother, the chair of destiny. That damn chair, man. That chair got a deep ass voice. I'm like, okay, come through, chair. I hear you, man. So it looks like we said the chair had a lot to say. He said he's just not for sitting anymore. So yeah. Brian West, good morning to you, Brian. I'm doing pretty good. Missed you last night, Bubba. How you feeling? I am pretty good. My throat has been hurting a little bit, but I'm okay. Brenda King, good morning to you. But yeah, I'm good. That's why I had to get up and make sure I do this show this morning for y'all. When it's flying through the air. These people, man. The internet's works very quickly. So quickly as, in fact, there's a new video game coming out based on the Alabama brawl. I think I'm going to cop it. I think I got to. David, do you have that trailer for that video game, sir? The one that says choose your character? Oh no, David is multitasking in the background. Okay, maybe not. David, there we go. See murder.
Choose your character.
You know, if I had to choose my character, I think I'm gonna go with C Murder. C Murder. I think it's gonna be C Murder because he has the swimming action going on. For one, so that's good. Security guard was cool. He got a lot of help, but C Murder is it. His ballot stats and everything, and the right haymaker that's gonna take anybody out. So give me C Murder as my character. Will be good. Man, that's hilarious. When I tell you the internet wastes no time at all. Anywho, man, I think we had enough talking about the Alabama brawl. But yes, it's good to go. Janelle says, "Are you drinking hot lemonade with honey to soothe your throat?" No, I have not. Janelle, don't fuss at me. I got plenty of tea in there. I just don't have lemon or honey, but I have plenty of tea. But I've been drinking water, Tylenol, ibuprofen, Mucinex, that kind of stuff. But yeah, the tea and lemon is coming soon. I promise it was. All right, okay. The Alabama brawl, man, I think we've had enough of it. We've seen so much of it, and I think it's still going to be more stuff coming out. So it's all good. But our next video, let's take a look at the similarities between two box office blockbusters. And let's listen to how these people explain the similarities of the two movies. And when I saw this, I was like, what in the holy hell? David, this is going to be the blue hat.
Or Black Panther
Need to
for
start
white.
naming these clips.
Barbie or Black Panther for white. Open this weekend to huge box office numbers.
I love that movie about the hero who lives in a secret land full of magic and powerful women. Their realm has been intentionally secluded from the rest of the world, though you can enter this secret realm via certain modes of transportation after leaving and interacting with the outside world. The hero is faced with questions about their society and why its systems are set up the way they are. A usurper with knowledge of the outside world takes over the magical land, and he has all kinds of new ideas about how they should run things. His sudden access to power would change the outside world as well. In the end, the hero confronts the usurper, who chooses to give up on his own accord, thus restoring the balance of power. The hero convinces everyone that the usurper's ideas were mostly wrong, but they do incorporate some of his principles to make a more just society. The hero then takes steps to become a presence in the outside world. Great movie.
Goddamn colonizers. They done made Black Panther into goddamn Barbie. When I saw this, I was like, wait a minute. Y'all colonized Black Panther. Call it Barbie. The same damn premise. And I'm like, when he broke that down, I was just taken aback. I must say, I'm like, what? Now, don't get me wrong. I love Barbie to death. Barbie was very funny. It was a good movie. I did. But this, I'm just like, holy shit. Y'all really did do that. That's all right, though. Barbie was good. I enjoyed it. Black Panther was better, but it was more serious, I still enjoy both of them, but give me Black Panther any day. All right, moving on. David, I just dropped you one more clip in Slack, David, if you can grab that. You know what? Let's not, David, because I just thought about it. This last clip is probably going to take up the rest of my time. So, Monday was a national holiday here in Atlanta. Actually, started on Friday, was a national holiday here in Atlanta. It began a national holiday in Atlanta. The Queen herself was here and took over Atlanta. When I tell y'all, Atlanta was taken over by the Beehive over the weekend, and it was the most wonderful thing I had ever seen. Got here Friday. Amazing show. I saw clips of it and everything. Saturday show was amazing as well. Monday show the show that we went to, hands down, first of all, she said we were the loudest crowd she's ever performed for as of yet. She performed 3 additional songs that were taken off the tour since like May. So we got those songs as well too. And it was just a magical day. So, of course, y'all know me. I documented everything and it was the best. So let's take a look. And as you see in this clip, you'll see the crew that we was together. And shout out to Q as well, too. I think Q might be watching or lurking somewhere in the chat room. So shout out to Q. Y'all see him as well, too. Big man Lefty, and who's a supporter and watcher of the show as well. But let's take a clip at the Renaissance World Tour from the eyes of yours truly. Y'all enjoy this, man. It's like 5 minutes long, but y'all will love it. I know I did. Y'all take a look. Yes, all my thighs was out.
Welcome to the
Yeah, it's okay, Roller. David might be skipping. Oh, there we go. Anytime you see the camera shaking, that's me because I'm dancing in the background. The late twins. David, pause right here, David, real quick. So, there's this thing going around. She has this thing going around every tour that she has called the Mute Challenge. So as part from her song Energy, she has a part of the songs that way, he just got paid, make it rain. Energy, he must pay. Look around the rain crowd on mute. Look around everybody on mute. And everybody's supposed to shut the hell up, right? So the first night in Atlanta, they had it. When I say she said y'all won, y'all won, y'all won. And everybody in Atlanta was like so quiet. It was amazing. Now, our night, though, I think we got him. All right, David, keep on going.
Look around and see.
Yes, and Blue Ivy has been performing with her. When I tell you, Blue has been doing her thing. Right, Trevor? Woo! My gosh, take me back. Right the hell now. When I tell you I'm trying to go, I'm trying to get tickets to the concert again. Concert was the best thing I've seen. Now, granted, I've been to this was my 5th time seeing Beyonce. And this hands down was probably one of the best concerts I've ever been to. It was absolutely amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. Yes, Trevor is right. That's probably why my throat is hurting now because I screamed at the top of my lungs the whole damn show. So that's probably why I have no voice or my throat hurts so bad now because I strained the hell out of my throat. I already know I did. But yes, that Drunken Love, she has not performed that since May. And we're the only ones that got that on our tour so far since she's been back in the States. So that made it a perfect night to me. Couldn't get no better than that. You can't get no higher. Yes. And if you also want to, as well too, the whole concert, regardless of where you want to see it at, you can find it on YouTube. I've watched the entire Atlanta show on YouTube a few times, and even our night from Atlanta, I watched it on YouTube as well too. So, if you feel so inclined, please go check it out for yourself. Watch the full show, man. You will appreciate it. The visuals, everything is just amazing. Even if you don't like Beyonce, I mean, that's fine. You ain't got to. You ain't got to like her. But I love her to death, and she can do no wrong in my eyes. Not only that, but Beyonce's foundation, while she was here in Atlanta, surprised multiple black businesses by giving them each a $10,000 grant amassing, I want to say, 150, maybe $200,000 that she donated to black businesses here in Atlanta. So shout out to Beyonce, man. She do no wrong. Also in DC, they got rained on like so bad during their show that she paid an additional $100,000 to keep the metro train system running in DC so everybody can make sure they got home. That's my queen. That's my queen. Anyway, y'all, it's time for me to be out of here. Like It or Not is about to come up next, and we're starting a little bit early. So once we log out here and stop this stream, Like It or Not will pick right on up, and we'll go from there, man. This morning is going to be Benjamin Dixon and myself. Rebecca is out for today. So make sure that you keep it locked right here on the Benjamin Dixon channel. Oh, no, we'll go. No bubble sign off like it's in. No, we'll go on saying. Okay, cool. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to take a commercial break, and then we'll be on for Like It or Not. Let me give you an affirmation for the day as well, too, before I get out of here. Your affirmation: I am courageous enough to change my life. I am courageous enough to change my life. Y'all stay tuned, man. Like It or Not is going next, y'all. If you want to, if you feel so inclined, DJ X3C on Cash App and Venmo. DJ X3C on Cash App and Venmo. And I will see you on Tuesday. Y'all stay tuned. Like It or Not is coming up next. Deuces.
Tell me what it is, don't tell me what it ain't. They try to throw salt, it just made the pressure raise. Going through a phase, gotta get myself out it. Don't talk about it, boy, they said you gotta be about it. So I be trying to face the world head on. Front seat riding, cruising down the meadows. Pedal to the meadow, cool breeze blowing down the windows. Calm trees, blowing trees, get that boy some headroom. On the interstate in traffic, but I swerve out. So what's the moves for the night? What's the word now? What's the links? Hit me up, we could go now. I got hella pieces, she got hella features. Get me hella geeked up, she be blowing shisha. Reefer on me loud, hope them boys don't creep up. I don't know a thing if you do not speak up. In my own world, I don't try to keep
Girl,
up.
tell me what you want. Don't be tryna front like I ain't what you want. I ain't here to stun, let me take you out for lunch. I'ma get you drunk, yeah, feeling on your buns. Licks in the blunt, I got ash in my cup. All these girls showing up, but I don't give a fuck. Cause you the one I want, girl, you the one I want. Girl, you the one I want. Hey, come and show me Shorty wanna be a rider, and I'm feeling high, I can't deny it. She a bad joint named Maya, and when I seen her, man, she look fire. She got me feeling higher than a sour, so I'm tryna feel how I feel inside her. I asked her what she doing, she like nada. So she just chillin', about to get up in the shower. I said, alright, cool, I'ma be there in an hour. I just wanna live like a Kuna and Matata. I ain't got no time for no baby mama drama. All about my comments, my letters, no tomatoes. Always bragging what they got up in they wallet. Ain't no really telling if we let her see tomorrow. Get it on my own, I ain't really tryna bar. So I stay fly, gotta dress up in designer.
Tell me what it is, what you want from me, what you want from me. Tell me what it is.
Like It or Not, y'all. 2023. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Like It or Not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics, scheming, or trying to find the meaning of life. Or why the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And not care who doesn't like it. Brother Ben.
DJ Exclusive, how you doing, man?
I'm good, sir. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Hey, listen, I'm trying to jerry rig my headphones because I got a short in one of my cables. So you're going to have to give me 1 second while I switch my source. I got to switch this headphone jack so I can actually hear you a little bit better, man. No Rebecca Zor today.
No Rebecca today. I'm like, when I found it, I'm like, wait.
2 seconds.
Where's she going?
Exclusive.
You sound choppy like you didn't went, yeah, there you go. Oh, no.
Try it this way. DJ Exclusive, where is Rebecca today? Help me out with that because I know she.
I don't know my damn self.
We were just starting early.
Yeah, no, I don't even know myself where she at. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh man, then I messed up my microphone. Hang on, let me the microphone. Microphone is good. And
okay. Now you getting there.
Now I was back to normal. Hang on, 2 seconds.
Okay.
Now I got hot grease. Okay.
There you go.
Saturday morning. One Saturday morning is Rebecca Zor was. Rebecca's got some stuff going on. She's handling some business, so it's no big deal. It's just you and me, man. So that means all the shenanigans. We don't have anybody to tell us not to.
Exactly. We're gonna be on your show acting a damn fool, Rebecca Azor.
On your show.
On your show.
Acting a fool. Just misrepresenting the teacher of the class and just cutting up. Shout out to everybody in the chat rooms, to all of our moderators. We appreciate y'all, what y'all do. Before we get into some of these stories, man, I'm looking forward to revamping the patron parties. We have one coming up this week, this coming Friday. And then after that, we're going to go offline with the patron party for about a month, maybe 2 months, while we revamp it and just kind of give it a whole brand new life.
Yeah, agreed. You know, it's time to shake some things up a little bit. You know,
yeah. Shake the tree, so to speak.
Shake the tree a little bit.
Shake the tree and
shake the table.
You know what I mean? Shake the table. That's the yeah. Shake the tree is something else. We don't want to shake the tree and scare people away. That's what we do in March Band.
That's right.
Shake the table, because shaking the tree means going out behind the woodshed, as brother Dr. Mack would say. How was Beer Bonnet Chronicles, man? How was the BBC Broadcasting Network?
The BBC is always good.
The British Broadcasting Company is what I'm speaking of. I don't know what my friend over here to the right. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm talking about the Beer Bonnet Chronicles, man. It's always good.
You know, the hardest thing for me to do in this season of my life, DJ Exclusive, is for me to be this righteous and this holy kind of lifestyle I'm trying to live as pastor now. And but I still hang out with my friends who ain't got no sense whatsoever.
No, okay, you know what you get, man. Come on now.
Hey, I'm not changing.
I'm a heathen.
You go. One thing DJ Exclusive has always made sure is that I, as his homeboy from college, don't change and switch it up and try to be somebody brand new. And so he always brings everything back to a normal. And I'm immature enough, I'm juvenile enough to go right along with you on the BBC. But anyway, I digress. When did you go to the? I saw you have pictures up of the Beyonce concert.
Yeah, man. We went Monday, and when I tell you, it was epic.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like was the walk from the dome to the car. Man, it seemed like it took forever, but it wasn't too bad. It was a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they have Slipper Man outside? The guy who brought like 10,000 slippers and sold them to all the sisters out of their heels. Did you run into him?
No, but that is a smart ass idea.
Bro, I know, bruh had to have made easily. He could have sold those slippers at the dollar a pop. He easily made 5 G's, man. Just got all the sisters who was like tired. And I do want to go to the concert just so that I could see how quiet the room really gets when everybody goes on mute. Did y'all do it right?
My gosh. So the first night, she was like, y'all won. It was when I tell y'all got quiet, but our night, when I tell you, you could literally probably hear a pin drop. It's just like,
what's up?
Wow, we did this for real?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now who is that? I keep up with you, but I don't keep up with you. Now who's the brother in the pictures with you?
That's Q. That's actually Big Man.
That's
Lefty.
Q.
Yeah, that's Q.
What's up,
always
Q?
watching the show, and he's actually probably in the chat room now watching. He was like, "Yeah,
okay." See, like I know Q by name, but I just didn't know Q by face. But okay,
by face, right?
All right, good. All right, nice to meet you, brother.
Okay.
All right. That said, that was the BBC Chronicles of this week's episode.
Yeah, man.
That's
make sure that y'all go back and catch it, because I don't want this one to be struck, because it's a concert, so the music thing shouldn't be too bad, because when I say the full tour, you can go watch people's YouTube, and the full tours on everybody's YouTube channel, clips, everything, and they don't have any strikes, and nobody's taking any videos down. I honestly think this is what Beyonce wants, for you to go ahead and put it out there and see it. She's doing it herself, so.
Yeah, you know what, man? I think this, I don't think this is her grand finale tour by any measure, but I think this is like up there. Like, this is one of the best, biggest, most like talked about social media. Like this, I don't want to say this is her height or her apex, because I always think she could go higher and further, but like, I think this is like one of the biggest productions I've seen come out of her team, and just I think it's absolutely fabulous, man. She's on top of the world right now.
Yeah, she is, and you can tell that she's having a lot of fun on this tour. Like, if you have a sign, she's gonna call out your name on the sign. She's telling people happy birthday. She's doing everything. You can tell that she's enjoying herself on this tour.
Did she have
everything? She's just like, oh, I messed up. Oh well. She's just good. She's just having fun.
Did she have like members of the Illuminati there with her? No, I'm just joking. I'm just anyway. Moving on. Because they say you see a black person get as successful as Beyonce, and they just swear that they can't get up there unless they have the Illuminati on their side. So
yeah, I remain silent on the issue on the grounds that it may incriminate me. No, is that right? No.
Now the real question is did you go meet up with them anyway? Let's get to some news and some politics.
I don't know. Let me stop. No, I did not know.
All I know is if next week DJ Exclusive stream has like 10,000 people watching it, then he most certainly went and had a meeting with the Illuminati.
Being right.
If all of a sudden you see our channel go, the Benjamin Dixon Show channel, and all of a sudden we got 500,000 subscribers, and just know DJ Exclusive took one for the team.
I took one for the team. The BBC did it. That's all you need to know.
No, I mean you went and had a meeting with the Illuminati. I say nothing about the British Broadcasting Channel. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is the governor of the state of Arkansas. She is a nepotism pick. She is the child of Mike Huckabee, who was also the governor of Arkansas. That's how she got her job with former President Donald Trump as his press secretary after leaving Donald Trump's office and becoming the governor of the state of Arkansas, for which she really has no qualifications other than her daddy. She decided to pick up her war on wokeness, just like Ron DeSantis has waged a war on wokeness in the state of Florida. She, just like Ron DeSantis, has banned the teaching of AP African American history through her state. And here's a clip of her on Fox News explaining why. Let's take a look at it.
right now. There's an accusation that the Arkansas Education Department removed credit for controversial AP African American Studies course. Let me just read to you what the NAACP said and let you respond. They said the Arkansas State Conference of the NAACP is appalled at the recent decision of Arkansas Department of Education to make a hasteful decision at the final hour to do away with AP African American Studies. Is that really what happened there?
Absolutely not. And one of the things that we have talked about so much, and Dana, I think the point that you made a minute ago about the staggering numbers that we're seeing across this country, we've got to get back to the basics of teaching math, of teaching reading, writing, and American history. And we cannot perpetuate a lie to our students and push this propaganda leftist agenda, teaching our kids to hate America and hate one another. It's one of the reasons that we put into law banning things like indoctrination and CRT. We want our kids to receive a quality education, and we want to make sure that every student has access to it and a pathway to prosperity, and that's exactly what we're doing here in the state of Arkansas.
So, James, in order to improve the education level of the children in the state of Arkansas, who, by the way, they're ranked number 47 out of 50. The only states that are doing worse than Arkansas is my beloved Mississippi, a few other, but Mississippi is number 50. Right above that is number 47, Arkansas. And I'm just curious how teaching African American history, AP African American history, has been a burden. How has Sarah Huckabee Sanders, how has Black history caused your state to perform so poorly, such that now she's suggesting that the way to improve performance is to get away from the wokeness? That's the first thing that comes to mind to me. And then the second thing that came to mind, Sarah Sanders comes from a long line of Huckabees in the state of Arkansas. And I just kind of got a feeling, James, if we looked into the background of her family line and we go all the way back to slavery, we are going to probably find out that she has some slave masters in her lineage. And so I think, quite honestly, the reason these folks don't want Black history, African American history taught is because some of their parents and grandparents and great grandparents are going to show up in these photos at some of these lynchings. They're going to show up in the records as people who owned enslaved Africans. And so they don't want to teach this because they don't want their children to find out just how culpable and how evil their own bloodline has been.
That's definitely what it is, man. They're scared. I don't know if you ever watched the series on FX called Atlanta, but there was an episode. There was an episode of Atlanta where a lot of Black people started finding out that some of the colonizers, their family or their ancestors were slave owners, and so the court went to and made it where they had to pay reparations. So once they found out that you own or your family owned my ancestors, then the court basically said, okay, now y'all have to pay us 30% of your paycheck every time you get paid. 30% of those reparations come to my family because that's what you owe me. And I think that's what this is becoming, being they're scared because they think that once we find out the history and they find out, okay, yeah, you had slave owners, Huckabee, you definitely had slaves.
You know they did.
No, you did. So I think they're scared because once we find this stuff out and we start using our rights and say, hey, your people own my people, you need to run me some money, or you need to give me my reparations, land, whatever it is, it's all mine. I'm taking that back because I made you money. My people made you money. So like Roller said, they're terrified. I know they're terrified of this. Why else would you want to get rid of this? This is so bad.
Be exactly that, man. Like, because they realize Black people have not even a credible argument. There is no argument. This country owes us reparations when we consider how much of this nation would not exist, how much of the wealth, the fact that the United States of America is the richest and the most powerful empire in the history of the world was made possible only by the free labor that they got from Black people who were enslaved. Right. And the reality is that we can draw a straight line. We literally can look at the books and find out what companies, what super rich families that exist still today have their wealth derived from owning black people. And so they are terrified that we're coming into a stage of American history when they don't have any valid justification as to why they should not give black people reparations. And the last thing they want to do is, because they know money is power. They do know on this planet, in this country specifically, wealth is power, which is why they focus so hard on keeping African Americans disenfranchised economically, right? You go to our communities, James. I don't even have to. This is so common, such common knowledge. Like, we don't even have to regurgitate it. But if you go to the black community, who owns the soul food restaurants in the black community? It ain't black folks. The beauty supply stores, those rarely are owned by black folks, but they have they have businesses in our communities that take money out of our communities all day, every single day. That wealth is taken away from us. Why? Because if black folks ever got the value of our labor and our consumption, white supremacy would have a real hard time in this country, because they just simply can't keep up. So I agree with Rogan and everyone else who's saying that these folks are simply terrified of the playing field getting level. They're terrified of their children realizing why they have so much wealth, why they have so much power. Sarah Huckabee is terrified of people finding out why she even has these positions, because of white supremacy and because of white privilege. But there's another clip I want us to play real quick, and this is of Ron DeSantis, and his war on woke isn't stopping with banning AP African American history. It's not stopping with all the things he's doing in the state of Florida. Here he is talking about how he wants to purge the military of woke ideologies. Let's take a look.
One is commander in chief. We're ripping out the social experimentation. We're ripping out the political agenda, ripping out the wokeness. We're going to restore the military to its proper function of putting the mission first. And when you join the military, because I served during the Iraq years, so I deployed. I was an officer with Navy JAG. I deployed alongside Navy SEALs in Fallujah. And so you're in situations there and there's different people that have different roles, but it's the mission before all else. People have different backgrounds, different religious denominations, different ethnicity, different race. But when you put on that uniform, you are saying that you are going to put the mission before all else, even, potentially at the cost of your life. And if you don't do that, then people die. And people we don't succeed in the mission. So that's just what you have to do. And I think that's what people expect the military is going to do, and they've gone other way. I look at like becoming a 4-star admiral or general right now. George Patton would not even be a 1-star general probably with the way things are. It's just that's not what's rewarded. You're rewarded by, are you talking about pronouns? Are you talking about all those things? That's how you advance in the current climate, and that's wrong. So I think that's a huge problem. That is a problem, though, that's pretty easy to fix, because the president as commander-in-chief's got a lot of authority to ensure good order and discipline, and so you could do that.
Pronouns, James.
So I deploy
wokeness and pronouns. That's the problem with the military for Ron DeSantis. The funny thing about that, I definitely want to hear what you think about this, is that they never, ever, when I say they, conservatives, Republicans, white supremacists, all of them, they never really separate their hatred for blackness from their hatred for the LGBTQIA community, right? It's always one breath after the other. You notice he attacked wokeness, right? He's talking about, when he talks about wokeness, he's talking about blackness. And then he immediately started attacking pronouns, which is his secondary attack, which is attack the LGBTQIA community. It's always in one breath with people like Ron DeSantis.
Can't stand this man, dude. It's one of those things, like you said, it's all in the terminology, being. And you just made a good point. Wokeness, of course, he's talking about black people. When he said pronouns, of course, he's talking about the alphabet gang. Okay, the alphabet gang being my people, y'all.
I was gonna say you guys. I know. Wait. I don't want you to lose your thought. Don't forget your thought. I always hate it when people say the alphabet gang, and then you go talking about that's your score.
My people, the alphabet gang, and then I'll run off to the LGBTQIA plus. Okay, all of them. All right.
Go ahead. You were saying.
But yeah, you can tell by the terminology that they use. If you're talking about you want to change the military, in other words, what you're saying is you want to purge the military of any of the LGBTQ plus community. Is that's basically what you're saying? It's this. I don't know, Ben. This man, I don't understand what his. I don't get it.
He's
I just
evil.
don't know. He's the evilness of him, and he's the start of everything. That's why he's not going to win president, though. He's not even going to get the nomination.
I've got your lips to God's ears, bro, because he is. I have the perfect video to demonstrate exactly how horrible of a human being Ron DeSantis is. This is an interview. It's a mashup. It's a short, actually. I took it from Democracy Now! You can find the original video on their YouTube channel underneath their shorts. But this is a video, a mashup of two things. One, Ron DeSantis talking about his time as the supervisor of torture at Guantanamo Bay, literal torture. And then the second clip that's in this video is of a former detainee at Guantanamo Bay who describes how Ron DeSantis was smiling and laughing while he was getting tortured. And I want people to really think about this. It wasn't the actual soldiers who was torturing this former detainee that stood out to him. It was the joy and the laughter of Ron DeSantis, who was across the room behind glass, but he could see the man smiling and laughing. This is how evil Ron DeSantis is. Run the clip, Dave.
Wants to know, well, how do I combat this? So one of the jobs of the legal advisor would be like, hey, you actually can force feed. Here's what you can do. Here's kind of the rules of that.
I was tied to a force feeding a chair. Like I couldn't move at all. I could only breathe. Guards bring piles of Ensure, and they started with the nurses pouring can of Ensure one after another. Like the only way, like you eat. Officers arrived with the interpreters, with the interrogators, campus staff, medical staff. They were behind the fence. And I saw one of them was Ron DeSantis in a military uniform. And he was, while I was screaming, yelling because I couldn't breathe of the Ensure, and was like, I was bleeding because they really insert a thick tube through my nose. So I was like calling them, asking, and he was actually laughing, looking at the other officers and smiling.
That's who Ron DeSantis really is.
Makes no sense.
That is who's trying to become president of the United States. And James, when I see a man who can watch someone get tortured and laugh, well, hang on. First of all, Ron DeSantis was the one who recommended that particular style of torture. That's why Democracy Now! Put that first clip first. This was Ron DeSantis's recommendation. Force feed him through the nose. And then he sat back behind a glass watching as this former detainee was struggling, and Ron DeSantis, his encounter in that moment. Well, while most normal human beings would be disturbed by that, right? Or even if you're one of these soldiers and you're just following orders, why would you find joy in those orders? So here, Ron DeSantis, it not only finds joy in the torture, but he recommended that style of torture, and now he wants to be the president of the United States.
The messed up thing about our country is half of the. You know what? I'm not even gonna say it, Ben, because you already know what I want to say.
Yeah. Oh, and we got. I'm looking at the chat room. We have a couple of trolls, which is normal, not a problem.
Which is normal, right.
Totally fine. Yeah, thanks for getting our views up. But then two, calling what Ron DeSantis did based, right? They're trying to say like this is fire, like what he did was good. And that's the problem, right? The real problem is that we have people in this country who are more than happy. They look for this type of evil, right? Yep. They lean into it. And there's just a definitive difference. There's a difference in our humanity. There are people amongst us who love to see other people hurt. Yeah. The cruelty is the point. They are all over the internet. They are all over society, and they honestly enjoy seeing someone as evil as Ron DeSantis get enough power to execute that evil all over the country. Like, let's pause for a second, James. What do you think? What do people think Ron DeSantis is going to do when he gets in power, when he has shown us exactly what and who he really is?
All I can think of, Ben, is that concentration camps.
Come on.
For black people.
Come
okay.
on.
Black, gay, trans, that concentration camps. For anybody that's going against anything, for woke Americans, for what his definition of woke is not even the same thing of what we think it should be. But yeah, it will be hell in America.
Man,
definitely be hell in America.
I'm pulling up one more clip, David. If you could grab this one, I'm going to drop it in our chat. Actually, no, I'll just upload it like normal. But here's another clip of Ron DeSantis. And in this clip, he goes even further to describe his plans to get rid of some people out of the bureaucracy. Now, when he says bureaucracy, what he's saying is he's talking about civil workers, people like who work for the Social Security Administration, you know what I mean? People who work at the State Department, people who are just punching numbers and doing their job, counting beans. Here is Ron DeSantis as he, and you can't really make this up, but I want you to think about the kind of sociopathy that goes into this saying. This is what he said. He said, quote, "On day one, we're going to start slitting throats." Now, I'm going to play the clip, and I'm filibustering a little bit so I can get to the clip. And here it is, David. But when he justified that statement, he said, "Oh, I was just speaking rhetorically, rhetorically slitting throats." But my guy, Ron DeSantis, you were smiling and laughing while you watched the detainee be tortured. So how can I not take you seriously when you say stuff like this? Run it, David. I think David's there. David.
On bureaucracy, we're going to have all these deep state people. We're going to start slitting throats on day one and be ready to go. You're going to see a huge outcry because Washington wants to protect its own. But at the end of the day, this is a city that's failed this country.
Slitting throats on day one, James.
On day one.
Now, when a person like that says something like that, do you just say, "Oh, he's just talking rhetorically. He's being metaphorical," right? Or do you feel like, no, we should believe him?
You definitely should believe them, because if you sitting there laughing at people getting tortured, oh, you being for real. You're definitely being for real. You're gonna try to. I really strongly dislike this man. Dude.
Yeah, he's not a good human being. I have one more piece of evidence left of the fact that he's not a good human being. Listen to this next clip that I just uploaded, David. He's saying that when it comes to the border, he intends on killing members of the cartel, is what he says, that come across the border with backpacks full of fentanyl. He says they're going to get killed stone cold dead. Stone cold dead is his exact phrase. The problem with this is, well, that's a human rights violation, number one. Number two, how do you know what's in their backpack before you kill them? How are you so sure? Because there's a lot of kids that come across the border with backpacks, and we have started killing kids at the border. Greg Abbott putting up those buoys.
The buoys.
It has resulted in children getting killed. So when I hear someone like Ron DeSantis say this next thing, I not only hear a human rights violation, but I hear an opportunity for them to kill anybody they want to kill coming across the border. Let's take a listen in.
So we are going to authorize the use of deadly force against the cartels. If you have somebody coming in with the fentanyl in the backpack, they even break through the border wall where there is wall. If they're doing that, that's the last thing they're going to be able to do, because we're going to leave them stone cold dead at the border. We're not putting up with it anymore.
Bruh, but here's the bad thing, though. this lets you know how disconnected he really is. Who's walking fentanyl across the border, bro? Who was walking that across the border? That lets you know right there, man. You just want to kill and shoot people. That's all that is. Because everybody in their damn right mind knows that you're not just gonna walk over into America with a backpack full of fentanyl. Come on, man. Even I don't do stuff like that, but come on, that's just too goddamn easy.
But even the casual drug user knows that, right? You don't even have to be doing the hard stuff. Like, I'm not talking about cocaine use laced with fentanyl. I'm talking about just even normal weed buyers, even medicinal weed buyers such as myself. You know exactly what you said is absolutely right, James. Ain't nobody trafficking drugs in their backpacks coming across the border. Number one. Number two. There was a story in David. I don't know if you can find the link. There's a story of a former police chief, a white woman, who was at the top of coordinating trafficking fentanyl into the United States of America. So it ain't gonna be, Jose coming across the border with a backpack, but that's who he's going to target, and that's who he's going to kill. And that's who he's bragging about, stone cold dead. And when I hear that come from a man who in the previous clip said, we're going to slit throats on day one. And then on the previous clip, we see that he's targeting blackness and targeting the LGBTQIA community. And then we find out that he has a history of being sadistic enough to enjoy watching torture. I really think America needs to pause and consider where we are. We really are knocking on the door of the Fourth Reich of another Hitler.
Oh, hell yes, man. You said that. Yes.
There it is. A California police union director is being charged with importing opioids, including fentanyl, disguised as chocolate and wedding favors. Where's the backpack in this equation, James?
Wow.
Focus on her picture. Bring her up. And I can't see that font's too small for me, so I can't read it.
Right.
Put her picture on the page. That's the face of drug trafficking in the United States of America. That's the face of fentanyl in the United States of America. Do you think Ron DeSantis is going to leave her stone cold dead?
Nope. He's going to promote her and put her into a higher position in office somewhere.
Facts. Period. That's it. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that monster. So I'm doing everything. I'm down here in Florida now, man. I'm doing everything I can to stop that man from becoming president. It's bad enough he's already our governor. Please. But anyway,
because that
right. Sorry to depress everybody on Saturday morning.
Ben, if you just run into him, Ben, just let me know. Just if you just have to see him out in the street,
Well, I won't. I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to say nothing else after that, James, because they will be knocking at my door if I said anything else to support what you just said.
We'll just get the Zoes to go get them. The Zoes. Go to Miami.
I have no comment. I will not say anything like that, James, because I'm in Florida.
Right.
And Ron DeSantis will have somebody come knock on my door, and but I won't criticize anything that you just said. I won't condemn anything that you just said, because them boys, them Zoes,
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Let's go to something ridiculous. Did you see the Barbie movie?
Yes, I did.
I want to see it. I do want to see it. I want to take the kids. I just been laying low a little bit because one of the side effects of being in the state of Florida is that we have come through multiple days where 10,000 plus people have been infected with COVID-19 per day. So we're laying low. DeSantis has completely devastated the state of Florida with regard to COVID. That said, I really do. Go ahead.
And don't forget, Ben, not only COVID, but leprosy as well.
Leprosy.
Leprosy, bro.
Before we get to David, pull the image up of that story. It's pretty trigger warning. It doesn't look nice. Leprosy is not a pretty plague.
It's not.
I would like to say to all the Christians and white evangelicals and Christian nationalists, I believe the phrase is God is trying to tell you something.
Man.
When you get biblical plagues in the year of our Lord 2023, I mean, the most biblical plague ever, not locusts, not frogs, but leprosy. And in the Bible, when God wanted to punish Moses' sister kind of ragged on Moses for marrying a black woman, literally was the issue. And in response to Moses' sister attacking him because he married a black woman, God gave Moses' sister leprosy. Leprosy, the most biblical plague in the history of plagues, is leprosy. And we have an outbreak of leprosy in the state of Florida. God is trying to tell y'all white Christian nationalist devils something.
Leprosy,
yes,
bro.
So that's why I haven't gone segueing back. Don't go back. Get out. Get off the screen. Oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. Go back. Because there's Ron DeSantis. You
right
Google
next to
leprosy. In Florida, Ron DeSantis comes up. That's why I haven't gone to see Barbie, because I'm trying to lay low and avoid COVID and leprosy.
Hey dog, I got leprosy, bro.
I got leprosy, dog.
I got leprosy, dog.
Listen, like when I was young and single, you do, disclosures when you're in relationships and you're trying to, take it to new places. How do you tell somebody, I got that leprosy, baby?
Yeah, but before we go any further, I gotta tell you, God chose me. He selected me, and he thought that I was like the main one. But I know it's gonna sound crazy when I say this, but I got leprosy.
And how do you describe it? Like you don't get burnt with leprosy. You get you don't get the
like how did you catch it? I don't know. I just kind of walked into some air droplets, and it's just like leprosy.
I was what happened was I was at a party and things kind of got out of hand, and there was a whole bunch of people in the room, and we just gotta just did what we did, and it led to leprosy.
Boom, leprosy. Boom, leprosy. It's Brian Weston when I got the lip.
I got that lip.
Hey, bro, I got that lip, bro.
Your face is looking like Igor and just big old lumps around the eyes. Yeah, I was hanging out with Ron DeSantis, and I got that lip.
I got that lip, dog.
Yes, malaria and the day. It's we're living in a third. Sorry, no, I'm not even gonna say that. We're living in an overexploited nation. Florida is we are a shithole country. Florida is just stands apart. Now, let's get back to the story, which is the reason why I haven't gone to see Barbie is because of leprosy in Florida and COVID-19 in Florida. But there's a preacher out of the state of Tennessee who apparently, I guess, went to see Barbie. And he was so compelled by the evil, James, how evil the movie Barbie was, that his church went out and bought a Barbie dream house for $230. They assembled the Barbie dream house. They did a really good job assembling it. I have to give them credit for that. I don't have the patience to assemble it. They took it on stage at the church service. And Pastor Greg Locke, who, by the way, has been avoiding
Locke. Oh, they've heard his name in so long.
Pastor, the reason you haven't heard his name in so long is because he made his name off of Trump. And then when Trump was no longer in power, he tried to move out of being a Trump pastor to being a deliverance pastor. And I'm going to get to the video in a second, y'all. But James, he tried to become a deliverance, lay hands on people and they recover, they get healed, That didn't really work out too well for him because he's a false prophet and he has no anointing whatsoever. But I digress. So what he has done now to bring himself back into the limelight is they purchased the Barbie dream house. They built it, assembled it, put it on stage. He went and got a bat. And I guess he thought he was Negan, but from Walking Dead. But instead of wrapping the bat in barbed wire, he wrapped the bat in the Bible. And he took the bat on stage and preached against the Barbie movie and destroyed the Barbie dream house. We have footage of it. Would you like to see it?
Yes.
Here he goes.
The demon comes out when you expel it. The strong. The demon comes out when you expel it. The stronghold comes down when you demolish it with the Bible.
Response shot. Response.
Cocaine a hell of a drug.
False prophets is a hell of a drug, man.
False prophets is a hell of a drug.
Look at him. Can you demolish? Bro, you know how many kids would have been happy to get that? No, first of all, he looks extremely weak in this video. I ain't trying to flex like I'm, because I'm a small dude, but so is Greg Locke. He looks like he had a hard time with that bat. And it also, look at him. And then he didn't really destroy it. He just broke it apart. They could reassemble that and give it to a kid in their church. I hope that's what they did at the end of service. James, what is this man's problem? Like, I didn't see the movie. I didn't see the Barbie movie, but was it that evil that he had to come and beat it with the Bible laced bat?
There was nothing evil about it. I love the movie. I love the crap out of the movie because, the representation of it. Issa Rae was all through the movie as the president of the Barbies and everything. It was a great movie. I think he just what happens is, Ben, this is how they make their money. Because since Barbie grossed over $1 billion in the box office, it's an easy target. Everybody is talking about it. Yep. So let's put it in the sermons and talk about it and make it look evil. And now I can capitalize off this. And now I can make this viral ass video that everybody gonna see me looking stupid at, smashing a Barbie dream house. For what? With the bat wrapped in the Bible.
A bat wrapped in the Bible. This is my thing. Is the bat more anointed and more like Jesus centered now? Like, so if I wrap a bat in barbed wire, am I like worshiping Negan from Walking Dead? Because he wrapped the bat in the Bible, I guess he's worshiping. I've been in church a long time, man. I have pastored, I have preached, I've been a minister since I was 21. And I have never seen something as completely just bat. Oh, my kids are walking in. I can't finish that phrase.
That's crazy. I got you.
As this, I've never seen something as ridiculously and performative, because all for the clicks, because you can't tell me that's actually. And what was so wrong about the movie is my other thing. Like, what was because most of the criticisms that I hear about it is that it was like, mocking men. Okay, so what? We mock women in our movies all the time.
And everything, right?
I just that sent me. That video sent me.
I'm trying to think about it. I'm like, I really don't know. I mean, the movie was. I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. I haven't seen it. I can tell you there's nothing wrong with it. I think probably because it's, if I not be silly for a minute and be truthful, I think what it is you have a lot of men who are so committed to male supremacy. Jeremiah, you really are tearing up that refrigerator while I'm trying to do the show, bro. Can you close the refrigerator for me, man? My son Jeremiah is in here tearing up the refrigerator. I don't even know what he's getting.
Look, I was about to take my headphones off because I'm thinking, I'm like, is somebody running water in here or messing with some paper or something?
No, like, that was my son robbing the refrigerator. He loves to go in and get cheese. That's my 5-year-old thing. He will get in there and reach up there, and I try to put it up high, and so he goes and he climbs the refrigerator now. So what am I supposed to do? But anyway, back to the story. The patriarchy. The patriarchy is striking back. That's all. I think there's a bunch of men who are absolutely terrified of women having the kind of power in society that men have in society,
right,
and the freedom in society that men have in society. And that not only terrifies them, but that enrages them, because, well, if there's a whole lot of men who aren't attractive enough to not be able to get the kind of women they want without abusive power. And, you know, that's what the patriarchy really is. It's like, we want to dominate society and we want to dominate women and we want women for our pleasure. But when you're, you know, short, fat, and ugly, or whatever the case may be, whatever your diagnosis is, you lean on the patriarchy. And you look at people like who attacked the movie Barbie, it seems so ridiculous. But if you really put it in the context of people who hate the idea of women having authority, then you'll be like, okay, I can see why they would look at the Barbie movie and think it was evil, because the movie really is about women having power.
Yeah. And honestly, it really is. That's like one of the main things. Once they're in Barbie world, they see that, okay, women running over here, they go into the real world, and it's like, oh wait, it's the men running, and then of course Ken goes back. It's the whole thing. But that's definitely it, man.
Well, eventually when the when leprosy dies down and when COVID-19 dies down a little bit, I'm gonna go and see it. Hopefully that, or at least theaters. But I got a feeling we might end up going wait. We might have to wait until it comes out on streaming, because leprosy is all the rave.
I'm about to say, because you know the next thing. What's the next one? Isn't it the crickets? Locusts.
Oh, locust. You know, that might, yeah. That sounds like it's up next, right? If you think about the 10 plagues, how many has the state of Florida had? We've had leprosy, we've had COVID-19, we've had an outbreak of malaria, Jeremiah out of the refrigerator, my boy, and we've had so many other things. So yeah, I think locust is up next.
Yeah, the plague of stupidity. That's the main one. That's a plague in itself.
That is that is the key virus that we're dealing with in society. All right, one last story, man. Monkeypox. Thank you. Monkeypox. Somebody in the chat room said monkeypox. What is this? Template David. What were they? They were water turning into blood, frogs, lice. Oh God. Lice. All these white supremacists down here.
Okay.
You know, because from what I hear, that's not a black people thing. That's
it's not, bro. It is not.
All these white supremacists. And when the lice plague comes to the state of Florida, it's gonna be something nasty. Y'all
my God.
Please take baths and wash your legs this time. Let's go to the next story. All right, this next story isn't funny. It's actually really frustrating and infuriating. Jeremiah McKinnis Dixon, I need you to stop.
Dog, you said my dog's
whole
name, bro.
I didn't mean to say his full name on air for everybody, but it is what it is. Lizzie, come get your brother. This next story is actually really frustrating, and it's out of my hometown, one of my hometowns, because you know I've lived everywhere and I've moved everywhere. Brookhaven, Mississippi. That's where I used to ride a bike to the corner store when I wasn't supposed to. That's where all my childhood friends are from. There, you remember the case, we covered it. DeMontario Gibson, he was a FedEx driver who was hunted down and shot at by two white men, a father and son. They shot up his FedEx truck and he survived. This is one of the rare cases where the victim survived. It took 9 months of protesting in the city of Brookhaven, Mississippi, to even get charges against the two white men. 9 months of protesting, James. Most people don't make it past 2 months or 1 month, but 9 months of consistent protesting by the people in Brookhaven, Mississippi got this case to trial. And only on day 3 of the trial, the judge called for a mistrial, which essentially has freed the two white men, the father and son duo, who were on trial for attempted first-degree murder. Right? These were serious charges because they did a very serious thing. He called for a mistrial because of discovery. During this process, you get a discovery. All the information is turned over to both teams, the prosecution as well as the defense. In this case, the Brookhaven Police Department did not turn over the proper information during discovery. And subsequently, he called for a mistrial. And I have a clip of it. The first clip is of the judge in the moment where he called for a mistrial. And in the background, you're going to hear DeMontario Gibson's mother express her outrage. I also want people to listen to how the judge responded to the mother. Let's take a look.
The failure to turn over matters in discovery is just something that can't be ignored. In 17 years, I don't think I've ever seen it happen, but it happened here. And with great reluctance, the court has no choice in this matter but to grant the motion for a mistrial. Well, probably I should have said if you can't control yourself, I usually give people a chance to leave the courtroom if they can't control their emotions. Obviously, one person didn't, and look, I know this is emotional. I can promise you, nobody hates this any worse than I do.
I don't know.
Man.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second, especially because in this case, the reason it was a mistrial was because of the police department in Brookhaven. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit more here before we talk about it fully. The Brookhaven Police Department is headed up by a gentleman. The police chief's name is Kenny Collins. Now, again, I know Brookhaven well. I actually met DeMontario Gibson, the victim. I was with him as he went to the indictment. I was outside of the courthouse, that very same courthouse. I had a chance to speak with him. Kenny Collins is the police chief. The reason I met DeMontario Gibson was because of the organizer who made that 9-month protest happen. That 9 months of protest doesn't just happen, right? It's got to be organized. The lead organizer, his name is Marquel Bridges, a good brother that I met in Gulfport, Mississippi, in the aftermath of the killing of 15-year-old Jaheim McMillan by police. All of this stuff is connected. The violence is all connected. The police chief for Brookhaven Police Department, Kenny Collins. I have a video of him, a clip, an audio clip, but you'll see the transcript on the screen in a moment. In this clip, the police chief of the Brookhaven Police Department identifies Marquel Bridges, the organizer who for 9 months set up shop in Brookhaven, Mississippi, and the people of Brookhaven, Mississippi forced the hand of the prosecutors to charge these men in the first place. In other words, if you take Marquel Bridges out of the equation, it's very likely that there would have never been charges. Okay, here's a clip of the police chief of Brookhaven, Mississippi, Kenny Collins, who is a black man, barely, identifying Marquel Bridges by name. This is after the 9-month protest, and I want you to hear what he says he wants to do and cause physical bodily harm to the organizer that made this trial possible in the first place. Let's run that clip.
Them motherfuckers was shot. I heard them talk shit. I sit there and watch them all day. They bringing up every piece of dirt they got on us. They brought up the house going down. They had it up there speaking. Any fucking body that got a problem with the police department, they had them up there. Okay? So when I got ready to leave, the mama ran up on me, and I turned around and walked out. I didn't come there to fight. I had my overalls on. I very seldom carry a gun. I brought God with me. So when I got ready to leave, them motherfuckers surrounded me. It's Michaela Bridges, the motherfucker on Facebook, talking all that fucking shit. And that's when I stopped and looked at that. He's the big son down with the dreadlock. I thought about fucking him up red again. I just stopped and looked at it.
I just stopped and looked at him. Marquel, I think Marquel is easy, like 6'4", 6'5", something like that. So he is a big dude. He does have dreads or braids at least. But that's besides the point. Here is the department that was responsible for turning over the discovery in this case. And you have the police chief of that department identifying the key organizer who made that case possible in the first place, my brother, Marquel Bridges, saying that he wanted to F him up. Now, outside of this, I have no evidence to prove what I'm feeling. But James, actually, one more time, David, play the first few sentences of what the judge said as the reason why he called for a mistrial. Everybody listen really clearly. He identifies that this is so rare. Play it real quick.
Them motherfuckers was shot.
Back to the judge.
I heard him talk shit.
The failure to turn over matters in discovery is just something that can't be ignored. In 17 years, I don't think I've ever seen it happen.
Right there.
But it happened.
In 17 years of him being a judge, he has never seen an instance where discovery was not turned over. He didn't complete the sentence. He has never seen an instance when a police department has not turned over discovery in 17 years. That's what he left out of what he said. It was the police department that did not turn over the discovery.
Right.
I'm sorry, but when I see the police chief of this city who was targeting, said he wanted to F up the organizer that made this case possible, and then after 17 years of this judge being on a bench, he's never seen anything like this, I can't help but to get the feeling that they did this on purpose. I've got no other evidence for it, but I just got a feeling, an unctioning in my knower. Go ahead, James.
Oh yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree, Ben, because at this point, all this stuff looked like it was intentional. Everything was intentional.
Intentional. And here, these two white men, they're on the screen. They're now free. They're now free unless the prosecutor can find another to bring the case again. Right? They do have the potential, the possibility, the option of trying this case again. But the likelihood of that remains to be seen. So this is, again, Brookhaven, Mississippi, one of my hometowns. I went to elementary, middle, and some of high school there. And so I know the city well, and I do know the people there well. And I know for them to protest for 9 months and then to have this case thrown out in just 3 days because the police department failed. I know the people there are really frustrated. So I'm just going to send a lot of love and light to the people of Brookhaven and to DeMontario Gibson. I want to say this, and I'll reach out through the people I know that know him. He was really depressed throughout this entire process because, and I don't know if I'm free to share this, but I have to share it because his words were so powerful. He felt guilty because he survived, because he looked at all the other cases of Black people being shot at by police or by white folks, and they don't survive. And so he already went into this with the feeling of guilt, survivor's guilt. And then the entire process of even getting justice was weighing down on he and his family because it was a long, long process to get here. So I just want to send a lot of love to that brother and let him know, DeMontario, man, hang in there. There's a lot of people who've got your back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, man. It sucks, and it's such as the nature of trying to get justice in this country. And I really, it's really frustrating. And I hate to end a Saturday morning like that, but such is life, right? Did we have anything else? We got anything a pallet before we got out of there? There was I tell you what, we're already at 10:30, man. It's been a good hour. What's your DJ X3C? I don't need to ask your Cash App. I know your Cash App. $ DJ X3C. Y'all send some love to my brother. $ BPD 2018. Where's that? $ BPD 2018. You have to send some love over here. And then, of course, $ Songstress. Right? I don't want to get hers wrong. Hang on. What is Becca's? Somebody
Becca's
put it up
voice.
on the
Becca's voice.
Becca's voice. I'm saying
Becca's voice.
Becca's voice. Ooh, my bad, Rebecca. Don't get me shot at.
She's like, you said the wrong thing.
Yeah. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. That's it for the show. Oh, what you got, David? Let's see what this is. Oh, it's the
oh yeah.
Press play.
Well.
Come on.
What a week. I know you've seen me all on the news, your social media. But no one's asked me my side of things, how I feel about all this. I was just sitting there on the dock. The person resting on me was just under the weight limit. I heard a commotion, didn't think nothing of it. The next thing I know, I'm up in the air. Whop, right down on some heads. I knew then A chair's not just a chair. Especially when you're flying through the air. I can still taste the mousse, the sunscreen, the malt liquor. Not just gonna sit on me anymore. Right? If he can do it for me, he can do it for you. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Juneteenth. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Bean pie, my brother.
Bean pie, my brother.
And on that note, DJ, that's a good way to end. It's in your hands, man. Give them a whatever our outro music is, whatever you want to play. Folks, thanks y'all for joining us Saturday. Rebecca, we miss you. We'll see you next Saturday, and peace.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's time to get on out of here. But before we go, what do you get when you mix a penis, potato, and a boat? What do you get when you mix a penis, potato, and a boat? A dictatorship. Love y'all, meeting man. We will see y'all on Tuesday.
He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics scheming, I'm trying to find the meaning of life. Our water feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. 8 p.m. Friday, you know how we do. Let's go. It's time for life.